Why, hello there, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Excuse me, I popped open a beer, took a sip, and then immediately had a little burp because I'm sorry.
Oh, what beer is it?
This is one from one of my friends. So one of my friends stayed with us for C2E2, and he brought some local Indiana beer. So it's a family-operated brewery in his town called the Beer Brewery, spelled B-I-E-R, and this is a
Okay.
Pog Pale. So it's my little Pog champ.
How is it?
It's fine.
Okay.
It's an IPA.
IPA.
Well, it's an APA. It's an American Pale Ale.
Oh,
It's good
wow.
stuff.
Is there a big difference between those two? I always see it. I'm like, well, I want the IPA, and then I'm like, wait, how big a difference is there?
You know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even quite know the difference between the IPA and the APA. But
Okay, okay. That's good to know. See it. I'm like, well, I want the IPA, and then I'm like, wait, how big a difference is there?
you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even quite know the difference between the IPA and the APA. But
Okay, okay. That's good to know. Okay, so if I see an IPA, it's probably not a big difference. All right, cool. Good to know. Good to know.
yeah. Cool, awesome. Well, speaking of good to know, we have some questions that people need good to know answers
Indeed.
from. I don't know. That was not a great transition. I apologize, everyone. But thank you all
Bro,
so much
check stuff out.
for that level 3 hype train that we're in right now. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get to the rules so that we can start getting to these questions and something else I want to point out, because you'll see we have a new goal. We have a new April goal. But let's get to the rules and then I can tell you about the April goal. So first and foremost, we are giving priority to bit messages, since that is some real world money spent towards the end of stream. Excuse me, towards the end of stream. Sometimes we do have time for highlighted messages, but please save your highlighting until the end of stream. I cannot scroll back up and check out your highlights now. So it generally happens around like 10 minutes towards the end of stream. Highlighting a question, though, does not guarantee that we are going to see it or read it. Please, no spoilers. I haven't had a chance to watch the newest episode of The Mandalorian or Ted Lasso. Some people haven't had a chance to watch the Super Mario Bros. Movie yet, even though there's not terribly too much to spoil with that. But,
Bowser
you know.
loses. There, I said it.
Well done, Doug. Well done. Also, please watch the length of your questions. The shorter and to the point, the better. The longer, the faster I have to read it, and the less time we have to actually go back and figure out what your question was. So please watch the length of your questions. Please do not repeat yourself over and over again in chat. You can get timed out or even banned if you're going to continuously continue to do that. This kind of applies to bit messages. We do get behind. I do have a list. It is very rare that we actually miss a bit message, so there is no need to repeat the bit messages. We will get to it. Maybe check to see if someone else has already asked the question that you have asked. Not that it's a bad thing, we just feel bad if you're like the fourth person to ask Doug what the newest NC is, and we just have to be like, oh, well, we already told you this, that. Yeah, so, you know, that's it. I think that's it.
I think we're good.
All right. Cool. Awesome. As I was referring to as well, we do have a new April goal, okay? If we are at 250 subs on April 26th, we're going to do a melding of the best of both worlds for the quizzes that we've done so far. A nostalgia critic quote quiz. So taking the quiz that we've done with like the movie quotes, but making it just about quotes for the nostalgia critic. Can you beat Doug? Chat.
You will. Trust me, you will. The question is by how much. We said no spoilers, but I'm just giving you one right here. I will lose to y'all.
But Doug, you remember it so we don't have to.
Not my shit, other people's shit.
Great, wonderful, good to know. So anyway, that's our April goal. We do have 14 days to get there. I believe in us, chat. Let's do it. I know, guys. Thank you for the 36-month subscription. Welcome back. That is 3 years. We so appreciate that.
Much.
Could you do a nostalgia critic review of Jonah, a VeggieTales movie? You don't need to see the show in order to follow the plot.
I should watch VeggieTales at some point because everyone's told me it's really good. Yeah, I keep forgetting there was a movie because again, I keep forgetting VeggieTales was even a thing. I'll try at the very least to check out the show at one point. Where I think we talked about this last time. Where do I check them out? Where do I see
I
them?
don't know. It's not the new Netflix ones though. The new Netflix one is not as great.
Not that good. Okay, all right. I will try to watch some VeggieTales because I've even seen like a clip of it. If you show me a picture, I know what they look like. But I can't even quote a line unless it's a Bible verse, maybe. But yeah, I sadly have not seen any of it, so I will do my best.
The Duck Goes Moo, thank you for that raid. Welcome on in,
Thank
Raiders.
you.
Appreciate that. Hello, hello. Diff Guy, thank you for that 14-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate it. And they just say, hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello. I know what, guys. Thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you'll review Dougal or Hoodwinked too? Both are terrible animated movies done by the person you would expect to make terrible decisions, Weinstein.
People have requested Dougal before. It's always one of those where it's like every once in a while I'll do a movie where I'm taking a little bit of a chance of like, does this have the audience or no? Like Hoodwink did, and like Ant Bully did, but like Zathura didn't. It's like every once in a while I'll get a movie, I'm like, okay, well that didn't pay off. And Dougal's always the one where I'm like, will it? I don't know. So I'll try to look into it more, and then Hoodwink 2 I'll probably do because the first one did do pretty well.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, did you know that the Brady Bunch shares the same creator as Gilligan's Island? Anyway, what did you think about both shows, and have you ever considered reviewing the Brady Bunch movie and a Very Brady sequel as the Nostalgia Critic?
Maybe. It's weird because aside from the theme song, even as a kid, I didn't get into the Brady Bunch. I did get into Gilligan's Island a little bit. I love the absurdity of it and how cartoony it was. But yeah, the Brady Bunch I would just always watch and just kind of scratch my head like, well, what's the joke with this? If anything, I probably like it more as an adult, just for how strange and kind of cringy it is.
Okay.
But the movies are very funny. Like I said, that's kind of where I realized, oh, people didn't really like this show. Like it was dumb. And the movie was sort of putting attention to that, but it had like its own weird charm. It was so in its own world, and that was part of what was fun about it. So I don't know. I think if I was a Brady Bunch fan, I'd probably talk about the movies, but I'm really not. So I would just be like, haha, that's funny. I think that happened on the show, so probably not.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey there, Doug in Boots and Heather Soft Paws. How are you wonderful folks doing?
Good. Thank you. I am bootless, but still, I'm still Doug, and that's what matters.
The Hourman, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of the cast for the DCU's Creature Commandos series?
I didn't even know what that was. Creature Commando. Is that...
I'm not sure I heard there was a cast.
Heck is that full cast revealed. Okay. Oh, like it just came out, I guess.
Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Sean Gunn, Zoe Chow, Alan Tudyk, Viola David. Looks like good people, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm literally just scrolling through, seeing a couple, but just the few I saw, looks good. For a show, a comic book I've never even heard of, so take that for what it's worth.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Which sequel do you prefer, Empire Strikes Back or Godfather 2?
I mean, which one is better, Godfather 2? Which one do I prefer? Empire Strikes Back.
Nice. Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Better James Earl Jones voice.
Turned to Bugs Bunny there.
Yeah, right. Voiceover role, Vader or Mufasa?
Oh, Vader. Mufasa's great. He's very fatherly and stuff like that. But I don't know. He's kind of what you hear is what you get. Vader definitely has like layers to him. Like as soon as he walks out, you're just like, what's this guy about? Where Mufasa, you can tell the history of what he's going through. So they're both really good. But yeah, Vader, it's like, don't you just want to know everything about this guy? Like the minute you hear that voice and the presence he commands and everything, where Mufasa is the opposite. You kind of feel like you already know him, which is also a good thing. That's what's needed for that role. So they're both very well done. But yeah, I probably say Vader.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
I probably will, honestly. I feel like I can say enough interesting stuff. People really seem to like the review I did. where I'm kind of making fun of the critics for not liking it, which I don't usually do, but this is one where I feel like as soon as I put it out there, I'm like, okay, I hope this doesn't like get me in too much trouble. And I saw like every YouTuber's doing the same thing. Like, what is up with the critics on this one? So, did you see it, Heather?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I liked it too. I thought it was a lot of fun. Did you see it in IMAX or 3D?
No, I can't
that's
watch
right.
IMAX. It makes me sick.
That's right. But it's a good big screen movie. Still, I like you can enjoy the world and everything in it. So yeah, no, it's awesome. Yeah, I just realized I forgot to ask you about that.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that timing. Hey, Doug and Heather, it's been a fat minute since I showed up for a Q&A stream. I don't have an excuse this time. I simply ran out of questions. Hey, that's okay. I say this a million times. You don't have to apologize for missing streams. It is literally my full-time job to be here and do these streams, and it's not your full-time job. It's okay.
It's okay. We're not too picky about the questions. We just want the money. Thank you so much, though.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, no spoilers for Owl House, as it just had its last episode.
Dang!
Speaking of which, how are you enjoying the show, Doug?
Oh, I'm loving it. Like I said, it's probably the fastest I've gotten into one of these shows, and I want to know what's going to happen. I want to see more of the world. I like these characters. I like the way they interact off each other. I like the rules of the world and the magic and the comedy and everything, which is funny because you can tell it just wrapped up because suddenly all my YouTube feeds, like recommended videos, are all Owl House finale, you know, what you think of this and spoiler for this and ending of that. I'm just like, shut up. I'm usually not a diehard, like, oh, don't tell me any spoilers guy, but I'm literally just starting this show. I don't even know who all the main characters are. Yeah, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Like, okay, let me at least get like a season in, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How was your Easter?
Good. Yeah, just hung out with family. Ate some, you know, terrible candy. Yeah, it was all pretty good. We had a Peeps Pepsi for the first time.
I haven't tried it yet. I have it. It's next to me. I just have to try it. I love Peeps, and I need to try it.
It's horrendous.
Awesome.
It's quite horrendous. It is probably the sweetest thing I've ever had. Like, you have it, and then it's like, oh, yeah, no, that's Peeps. Oh, man, that's really sugar. Oh, God, that's sugar. Okay, it doesn't stop. Like, it just doesn't stop on your tongue with the sugar. And I'm usually a pretty sweet guy when it comes to sugar. But, yeah, that was way too much. Ooh.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Help, I have a dilemma. Spider-Man, Superman the movie is playing in theaters for its 45th, why can't I read today? 45th anniversary, but I don't know if I should see it or not.
I mean, have you seen it before? You just talking about seeing it on the big screen. I don't know. Either way, I'd see it. I bet it's a good-looking movie on the big screen. I mean, it's an epic film. I don't know. When I think of like epic superhero stories, I mean that's kind of like the original, in my opinion. Like that's the first big superhero movie. I mean, the way it's shot, the way it's written. I mean, yes, it's corny, you know, but that's part of it. That's part of the charm and the style. But yeah, just some of the most like epic imagery, you know, of him like holding Lois and stuff like that. I mean, so much of that just left such an impact in terms of like, wow, this is a big story. This is big storytelling with a superhero. So yeah, no, I would. I definitely would.
Bimmy Black, thank you for the 100 bits. Will we ever see a review for John Woo's Paycheck? It is at least 3 or 4 doves worthy.
John Woo's Paycheck?
Yeah, isn't that an action?
Not John Woo's Paycheck. 2000. I have never heard of this movie. Ben Affleck, Uma Thurman, Aaron Eckhart, Paul Giamatti. A lot of people are in it. Huh. Never heard of it. Which probably means no. Because my guess is I haven't heard of it. A lot of other people haven't either. They're probably not going to click on it. But I will at the very least try to check it out. Because, yeah, I completely missed that one.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever seen the 2010 movie Black Heaven, sorry.
Timing!
I don't think so. Let me see. Black Heaven. No, this is another one that's not ringing a bell. I'll try to check it out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 150 bits. Hello to Doug and Heather. How are
There.
you guys doing? A great review of Puss in Boots 2. I love the movie too. Also, my niece, Elena, will be 1 month tomorrow. She's perfect as can be. I'm totally rocking it as the best auntie ever.
Oh,
We'll have to fight for
awesome.
that title, Sailor Aaron.
Ah, well, congrats again, as always. And yeah, thanks for the kind words on the review. Yeah, that was definitely. As soon as I saw that movie, I'm like, I can't wait to do a review on this. I really, really want to talk about this movie.
Dillbomb, thank you for the 100 bits. Honest thoughts on Chris Pratt as an actor.
Oh, he's fine. Even if he's in something bad, it's not usually his fault. Like he's still usually fine. Like he's fine in the Jurassic World movies. You know, they just don't give him much of a character. And then it is funny. It's always cool when you imagine like you see how far an actor has come. Because now when I think of yeah, Star-Lord and the Jurassic World movies and stuff like that, and it's always like, oh yeah, Parks and Rec. Like that's where I first saw him, and that's where when he beefed up for Guardians, we were just like, whoa, what? And now that's like the norm for him. That's just so funny. So yeah, I guess it does kind of show how versatile it is because I forget he's in that show. There's so many stars in that show. It's such an amazing cast.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the Green Hornet movie.
I haven't seen that. That's another one. I don't know the show that well. I guess it doesn't matter. You're gonna hate it either way, from what I hear. But I'll try and get around to it at some point. But yeah, that's another one. I didn't know much about the original show.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. You know, with that Disney remake of Peter Pan coming out, I'm surprised you never did an old versus new of animated Peter Pan versus 2003 Peter Pan. P.S. Would have liked to have seen a Morrow bot depiction of that.
You know, it's another one of those where it's like, I don't think they're both Disney, so there's that. But I guess it doesn't have to be the same company. But there's also a lot of Peter Pan movies. And I should do the 2003 one just because it is an interesting film to talk about. And it looks like we're at the 20th anniversary of it anyway. So it would be interesting to talk about because there's a lot of stuff that works in it and a lot of stuff that doesn't. And it's always like, oh, when that happens, because it's like, I still feel like the Disney one's like the closest one to like a really authentic Peter Pan movie that we have. And even that one still, it takes a lot of liberties. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably get around. I think I have it on the list, but just in case not, I'll write it down.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC for the John. Did I just read that? I just read that, didn't I? No, did I not?
I don't think so.
Johnny Depp Lone Ranger movies, NC for it?
No.
Great.
I did a Disney December of it. It is not good. I didn't quite think it was as bad as everyone said it was. But it is still bad. And I don't know, man. I just got through a ton of that guy's movies, and especially after at World's End, which was like almost 3 hours, and then Lone Ranger, I think is almost like 3 hours. I'm like, I need a break, man. I need a break.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you've mentioned Blades of Glory a couple of times on your channel. Maybe an NC review?
That's another one where it's like, it either makes you laugh or it doesn't. I know a ton of people that love that movie. I know a ton of people that hate that movie. Same thing with like Talladega Nights and stuff like that. It's either your thing or it's not. I don't think I can go a ton into the humor and why it works. It just makes me laugh.
Robin the Snob, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm back. Sorry I was gone for a bit. I love your new Mortal Kombat-esque intro. I enjoyed Death and Big Jack Horner. It was also nice to see the return of the chart guys.
Oh yeah. Oh, anytime working, man. And now I like the idea of because I knew I needed one more person in that intro, and then I'm just like, wait a minute, we can use Charlene, and then I'm just like, wait a minute, we call her like Chartline or something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the idea of like she's like the chart queen or something like that over them. So we'll see. She might be another addition to that. That'll be the spy versus spy versus spy, I guess.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. You can have one thing free for the rest of your life. What is it?
Life? No, that's not
Ooh.
true. I want. I'm gonna want to end at some point. I'm gonna get bored. Let me think. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I always say if they have ever had like a power, like it'd be some sort of shape shifting or something like that. So maybe just like extra skin that I can just morph however I want, like Clayface or something. I don't know. I'm trying to be creative, but honestly, I'd probably just choose like Luma Knight's pizza or something like that.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, need a Nostalgiaween intro idea for 2023? I've got the perfect idea for you. A comedic recreation of the intro to the edutainment game Jumpstart Adventures 4th Grade Haunted Island. Trust me, it will make a great Nostalgiaween intro.
Cool. I have never heard of that. So probably not, because usually when I talk about something or address or do a parody, it has to be something I'm aware of too, or have some knowledge of. So I'll try to look it up, but it's unlikely. This is one of the few years where you did kind of remind me, like, I do have to talk to the guy, like, if he has any ideas, the animator. We always have a backup if we're just out of ideas, where we do like the Halloween 3 intro, the Silver Shamrock thing. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I guess we didn't really talk about it yet. So I should see if he has any ideas. If not, maybe this will be the year we finally do the Silver Shamrock one.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Question for both of you. What do you think your path to the wishing star would look like if you touched it? Is this something from Puss in Boots?
Oh yeah, the new Puss in Boots.
Okay, because I was like, I don't understand this collection of words. I haven't seen it yet. I don't know what a path to a wishing star would look like to begin with.
They're high as a kite, Heather. No, so everybody who touches the map, the world changes around them, and it's supposed to lead, but it kind of reflects their insecurities, kind of thing,
Gotcha.
or their personalities. So Goldilocks, when she grabs it, she gets this very nostalgic path that takes her back to like when she first saw the bears and stuff like that. It shows what she's lacking and everything. So probably the same thing, probably like a nostalgia based Big Shock thing for me. It'd be all 80s and 90s related stuff, but then like it'd just be playing the Doug theme song over and over and I go insane. That'd be what I have to fight, I guess.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you eventually make an NC for the second Diary of a Wimpy Kid movie? I loved your review of the first one, so that would make my day.
Maybe. I guess there's a lot of them. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. The numbers were okay on that. I'll have to see, though, because I wasn't, like, passionate about talking about it. It was interesting. It was interesting to finally see what, sort of all the hoopla was about with it. But, and it was interesting comparing it to the book, because the book is almost word for word the same thing, but it works better in the book somehow. Maybe because you don't have to see it or whatever. I don't know. It was interesting comparing the two, but it's not on the list, but it doesn't mean it's not going to happen. There's a lot of stuff I said I won't review, and I've reviewed it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on House of Gucci?
I never did see it. All I saw was that weird edit that made the rounds on YouTube where Jared Leto is supposed to let out a big yell and instead it cuts to a car horn going, "Arr!" It's just the weirdest edit.
LPB the actor, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey guys, I'm officially 27 today. In your opinion, do you think Disney should buy Nintendo, or do you think it would become too much for Disney to handle? First of all, happy birthday. And second of all, no, leave them separate.
I mean, what, Disney doesn't have enough? I mean, soon Disney's just going to own this planet. I mean, it's just going to be Disney Planet. But I'll say this, after the Mario movie coming out, all the records they broke, I think they would be like, yeah, look into getting them. Just see if you can buy them. That's how we fix it. Just buy it. But no, Disney has enough already. And I am someone that it's always gonna have a soft spot for Disney and Warner Brothers, despite the dumb mistakes they make. But yeah, I'm like, let creative people be creative in their own way. You know what I mean? Let's get variety in there.
Caleb, thank you for the 500 bits. Appreciate that. And they say, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
Yeah, sparkle, sparkle, sparkle.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the Eddie Murphy claymation show, The PJs?
Man, years ago. I can't remember if it's good. I think it was. Like, I remember laughing at a joke or two. And I remember liking the stop motion and everything, and the design was really unique. But if you were to tell me, name a plot of one of the episodes, I couldn't. You know what I mean? But I remember it being okay, but I haven't seen it since it came out.
Selmara, thank you for that 2-month subscription. Welcome back.
you.
Appreciate that. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Jason Bateman movie?
Jason Bateman, I always confuse with like 5 other actors. Let me look up who that is. Okay, it's that dude.
I love that for you, Doug. I love that for you.
You know, did he? Let's see. Did he direct The Gift? Let me see. I think he did. Okay, yeah, it's actually a film he directed that I really like. But it's the most generic title. It's called The Gift. There's like a million movies called The Gift, and what's so funny is that it's about this stalker named Gordo, and all throughout the trailer, it's like, who is it? It's Gordo. Gordo, that's a weird name, right? Gordo, and then stuff happens. What is it? It's Gordo. Gordo. Gordo, and so you're waiting for the title to come. It's like The Gift, and it's like it should have been Gordo. Nobody's gonna forget Gordo. So that's always what pisses me off about the movie, but it's a very good movie, and he's in it. It has good twists and surprises in it. It's very well done if you haven't seen it.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the
Oh
100.
no, I'm sorry. He did not direct it. I apologize. He's the guy who plays Gordo directed it. My bad. But he's still very, very good at it. My apologies.
I love it. I love it. Jocks Cab, thank you for the 100 bits. Really enjoyed the movie review today, especially the opening. Call this recency bias, but Puss in Boots 2 might be my new favorite Shrek movie, if not my favorite DreamWorks movie overall.
Yeah, I still can't quite. I'm still pinning him against Shrek 2, and I'm just like, I can't figure it out. I can't figure out which one I like more. They're both so good. Yeah, I don't know. I'm guessing still let some time settle with that, I think.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, just wanted to say I'm your biggest fan. And I don't mean it metaphorically or rhetorically or poetically or theoretically or any other fancy way. I'm your biggest fan. Straight up.
Nice. Yeah, you gotta do the death voice from Puss in Boots from the movie you haven't seen yet, though. So
okay.
Shame on you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for putting me in my place. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailers for the new Indiana Jones and Flash movies?
I mean, did another one come out from Flash? Like,
I don't know about Flash. Indiana Jones just had a new one come out this weekend.
Yeah, they had one. You know, I hope it's good. I hope it's focusing on character because the stunts and the CG look pretty nothing. As of now, it looks like nothing. I'm hoping that's a good sign. You know,
Okay.
like it lowers my expectation because that director's really good. You know, and he's done a lot of stuff with character and everything. I think with Harrison Ford being his age and everything, I mean, it is like, yeah, I think you gotta just focus it on character. Just have it be like a smaller adventure, but have it be very personal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they go that route because if they're going for the spectacle, I don't think you can do it with Harrison Ford at that age because we want to see him actually do all that. The most impressive thing in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was probably that motorcycle chase where they get him inside the car and then back onto the bike, and it looked like that was really him. Like that was really impressive. But yeah, I'm hoping it's good, but I get doubts.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Swear to God, I was so sure you were screwing with me on Puss in Boots 2. I was wrong to doubt you. Lol.
Yeah, no, it's really good. Who would have thought? But I love it. I love it when a movie doesn't look like anything and then it surprises you. That's why I like when a film looks like it has a bad trailer. It's like, man, wouldn't it be so cool if it was awesome? Wouldn't it be so cool if The Dial of Destiny, such a terrible title, is like one of the best Indiana Jones movies? Like, who knows? So yeah, we'll see.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, first of all, I loved the way you described the Owl House on Facebook, a fusion of Beetlejuice and Kiki's Delivery Service. Please write that into your Disney December review. Second, which episode are you on and what are your thoughts?
I'm on the one where they had the sleepover seance, I guess. They tried to do the magic thing in the house there. I literally just watched that this morning. And yeah, I'm really digging it. I'm really digging the one thing I don't like the color scheme because it's identical to Gravity Falls. And I feel like everything else kind of has a unique enough identity.
Yeah.
You know, it's in that same vein as Gravity Falls and Steven Universe. It's the same drawing design and stuff, but the color scheme is just totally the same. And that just drives me nuts because I'm like, oh, I could see like some blues in this world or some darker grays or something, or, you know, like just any different color than the green and orange fall colors that we get all the time. That's like the one nitpick I got so far.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather and Doug, in your opinion, what villain in pop culture do you feel is overblown by fans? Personally, I think Admiral Thrawn is kind of whatever. Until I see him murder people in a hallway or street like Vader, I don't feel a sense of dread.
So Thrawn is great in the books. I kind of agree with you in the shows. I don't think he's anything that special. He's acted fine. He looks cool. But they don't write him as anything but he's like any other bad guy. So honestly, that's not a bad choice, honestly. I'll go with that one. How about you, Heather?
I don't know. Like, overhyped villain in pop culture? I don't even know.
I mean, it's like, because so often they come through. I mean, that's the nice thing. We love to hate villains. So when everybody gets behind a villain, there is like like they were right. You know, people say Frollo and Hunchback is like so diabolical and evil, and it's like they're right. I don't know. It's everyone can identify with that villainous, you know, cruelty and stuff like that, where they can say, yeah, that's good, or like the backstory behind them and stuff.
I'm sorry, I don't have an answer.
That's okay.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Air?
I haven't seen it yet. I hear it's good, and I do want to see it because, I was the perfect right age for that. I had the the shoes where they had like, it was the Air Jordans where they also had, I had the ones where you pump, you do the little pump thing, and then the one where they had like a little diamond on the heel that they say makes you jump higher, and I was so crazy excited for that. It didn't do shit, but thankfully I had a growth spurt, so it didn't matter too much.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts / nostalgia-ween for the 2008 movie Igor. My bad.
I remember seeing it when it came out. That's another one where it's just kind of a bunch of nothing. Like, it didn't leave much of an impression on me. Probably not just because I don't have a passion to talk about it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, I recently watched the movie The Mask of Zorro, 1998, and I loved it. It was so much fun. I understand your celebrity crush on Catherine Zeta-Jones. I'm a straight woman, but she's a total badass. Will you do an NC review for its 25th anniversary?
Man, 25th, that is crazy. Because I did do the sequel. I might, because there is a lot to talk about with that movie, and I do love it so much. There's a guy, I always forget his name. He's a big inspiration for the Nostalgia Rate, but he was the movie critic on The Daily Show, and he was just very flamboyant, very, just very, very open about everything, and say, did this with the hands. And when Catherine Zeta-Jones came up, she had a line. She says something in the movie like, "I have impure thoughts about another man." And he says, "I had impure thoughts about her. What's happening to me?" Like, everyone was just blown away when they saw her in that movie. Everyone was like, "Who the hell is that?" And what's so funny is if you see behind the scenes footage, like where they don't put the filters on, stuff like that, you see her makeup. It's weird. Like, they definitely work with I mean, she's a beautiful woman, definitely, but like, in that movie, they did something with the makeup and the filters and the lenses and stuff, because when you see him without that on, she does look a little odd.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. After Arkham Asylum, what's the next game gonna be?
Oh, I think it's gotta be Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna wrap up just as that game's coming out, so just gonna go right into that. I'm excited. I'm gonna play it at the same time as everyone else, man. It's gonna be I don't know. It's like I'm one of the cool kids.
You are one of the cool kids, Doug.
Oh
you
my
are.
God, stop with my popular Eek shirt.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts / NC for Clash of the Titans or 300?
I thought about doing 300. Some of these we gotta put on temporary hold, because right now we don't really have a studio. We're just gonna shoot them at my place. But for 300, we probably need the studio for that. So that'll be some time. But I have it written down. I like that movie. I think it's a lot of fun to talk about.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, at some point, would you please make an NC for the 2003 Peter Pan movie in time for the Disney Plus film?
I don't think I'll. Well, when is the Disney Plus one coming out? It was April, right? On Disney Plus, Peter Pan.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I'm having trouble finding it, but I'll try to get to it because I could probably do it as like an editorial review. Honestly, that one I could probably get out pretty quick because I remember it pretty well. And yeah, it would be a good time. I'll try my best. I'll try to get it in, but we do these like 2 weeks ahead of time, so I don't know if I'll make it in time. But I'll try my best, especially because it's I guess the 20th anniversary.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the trailer for Fool's Paradise, the Charlie Day movie?
That's another one where they're saying the main character's name. I forget what it is. It's like Octolatte or something like that. They say this guy's name a million times. And you think that's gonna be the title, and then it's a generic Fool's Paradise. Like, what? Why'd you call it the guy's name? I like the idea. It wasn't making me laugh much, which concerns me a bit. But I like Charlie Day. It looks like he directed it, which is cool. So I do want to check it out. Yeah, I'm a little fearful it wasn't making me laugh that much, but the idea is so strange and it kind of screwball and slapsticky that I'm open to it.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. I checked out a new movie last night. Here's a hint. The first two rules are I can't talk about it. I definitely enjoyed it, but I found it very confusing. If you don't know which movie I'm talking about, your lovely bit reader, Heather, can tell you after you think about it. Fight Club.
Yeah. Yeah, but what's the movie? No. I mean, that's another one I want to do a video on. I call that one timelessly dated because it's always relevant and it's always dated at the same time. I feel like it kind of goes through peaks and valleys of people being like, man, this movie really adds up and really speaks to me now, and then just being completely dated. We're both like generations of everything sometimes and then nothing at other times. And when we're about nothing, I feel like Fight Club is really, really relevant. When we're about something, it's really not. And it's fascinating that way. It's a movie that was almost instantly dated because of 9/11. Like after that happened, we suddenly became a generation about something, like something major happened that was gonna that changed the world. But we go through these bits of nothingness in our lifetimes too, so as a culture. So it's fascinating. I don't know, at one point I'll do a video on it. I just don't know when.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, you know what would be great? A great set of videos? A video where one of the NC members rants about something in pop culture they need to get off their chests. Walter's rant videos would be amazing.
In a sense, I'm kind of doing that with me just in the office talking about some stuff. I got another one coming out, should be coming out tomorrow. We're seeing how those go. So yeah, maybe those do well. We'll just work in others to talk about stuff because everybody's got interesting ideas and commentaries. And that's why I like bringing them in for when we talk about, well, except you, obviously. But
thank
you. Why I bring them in for like Toonami and Fox Kids. And, we're gonna do Kids WB sometime soon here. So yeah, no, I love bringing in everybody getting their takes on stuff.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite line from Knives Out?
I mean, I guess they don't say which one. So, I mean, it's gotta be the sequel. It's just dumb. That's one of those where as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that's gonna be a meme. Everyone's gonna be quoting that.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. This is a really weird and uncomfortable question. I don't know if we have an answer for you, because it is a very weird question. Have you ever been accused of hating femininity, Doug? I have seen you prefer women who are less feminine, almost like you prefer women who act like men with boobs.
I mean, women is women. I don't know. I'm down for anything, honestly. Just if interesting or complex, I don't care if it's seen as feminine, masculine, whatever. Just interesting. That's what wins me over.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 Batman villains could be from any source.
I mean, Joker's got to be in there. Joker, Two-Face, Catwoman. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
That's a lot easier than I thought. I thought it was gonna be a lot more tricky, but I'm like, no, yeah, that's it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Johnny Depp movie Black Mass?
I see. Man, why does that sound familiar? I don't think I saw that one.
I didn't.
Let me see. No, I missed that one. So yeah, I don't have a comment on it. Sorry.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. I keep seeing Clayface being referenced in the next Batman sequel. Unless Ron Perlman plays him, I'm on the fence. Why can't someone do Freeze justice?
Well, if you want to see Freeze done justice, I suggest you check out Fanscription if Tim Burton directed Batman and Robin. But Freeze in a weird way I could see. I don't know how they would do Clayface. And we're talking about the Batman, right? We're just talking about, or like the new Batman movie that they're gonna put together or whatever.
I'm not
they
sure.
say?
It just says the next Batman sequel.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I guess it depends what they have in mind. I really like Heather's idea in the Batman having Mad Hatter be the next one. I think that'd be so cool.
It'd be
And we
great
haven't
in
seen
the
that yet.
Batman.
Yeah, in that universe,
would
I
work
think that'd be really, really
perfectly.
cool. Yeah, I could technically see Freeze. He'd have to be a little bit more creative with it, but with the Mad Hatter, I mean, I don't know. Just with that grimy world, but then you got that big hat and the kind of weird Alice in Wonderland stuff mixed with it. I just see that they're so opposite. I could see them blending so well.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Michael Shannon movie, My Son, What Have Ye Done?
I don't think I ever heard of it. I'll try and look it up. Yeah, I don't even know what came out.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. So first question, what are some lesser known characters you played that you wish you could bring back?
I mean, you should just bring him back. I mean, Melvin must have his day in the sun, clearly. I mean, the most popular character ever made. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, if I want to bring a character back, I usually do. I'll say this, for whatever reason, we did this thing in Jurassic Park where we had like we dressed up as these mosquitoes. And I don't know why, I just thought I was going to use those characters all the time, and I never did. So almost as a joke to myself, I would force myself to use these characters in these reviews, and be like, our most popular characters. I think it's a joke that only I get, but I don't care. It makes me laugh.
We haven't done the Aw Girls in a while, and I always have a lot of fun
true.
doing that with Tamara and Ayana when we get to the
That's
Aw
true.
Girls. Yeah. Jocked Cap, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on Keanu Reeves as the MCU's Ghost Rider?
Did they confirm he's going to be Ghost Rider?
I don't know.
You know, okay.
I can see it.
I'll be honest, I do not know much about Ghost Rider. I just like the image. I literally have a Ghost Rider right there. I just love the imagery. But I don't know a ton about the character. So just offhand, he sounds right. But in terms of like, but do you think he could pull off the performance or whatever? It's like, I don't really know what he's like. So, yeah, because I'm assuming the Nick Cage movies weren't that authentic, or at the very least weren't that interesting. So, I mean, I'm down for it. Reeves has been hitting it out of the park the past like decade or so. So yeah, I'm kind of down for anything he's going to be in.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 100 bits. Glad I watched Last Wish before your review, so I got all the jokes and wasn't spoiled on anything. Kind of surprised you didn't really bring up Death's Whistle aside from the opening skits. That was so freaking haunting.
I mean, there's so much to talk about in that movie, man. Yeah, I mean, but I think it kind of speaks for itself. It's just haunting. It's creepy, you know? So, yeah. I feel like you summed it up pretty well. It's haunting.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. And I'm think instead of Rachel, I think you mean Heather. I'm Heather. Because it said this is more of a request for Rachel, and I'm assuming it's supposed to be me. Since I know Doug will get to this at some point, but when Doug plays Telltale's The Walking Dead, make sure he gets the definitive edition. It has all the updated seasons in all its convenience.
Well, hold on. Let me text Rachel to let her know, because I'm sure. Wait, no. Yeah, I think they mean you.
Noted. Thank you. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather and Doug, what are you expecting from the narrative in Jedi Survivor game? And what special guest characters from Star Wars would you like to see at the end of the game?
What I like to see?
I just got the book. I got the book on hold yesterday from the library, so I'm going to try to read the book that's in between it's Jedi Battle Scars or Battle Scars that's in between Fallen Order and Survivor, so I will know better once I read the book.
You know, it's like, I do and I don't. I forget. There's so many damn sisters. Who was the villain in the last one? It was the ninth sister, the second
Second,
sister,
I believe second.
A
Trilla.
part, yeah. So a part of me is like, I mean, it was a perfect story for her. I don't want any more, but at the same time, she was so fucking cool. It would
Yeah.
be cool to see her again. So I don't need to see any past character. I'm down for just new ones. Create some more Trillas, man. Some more great characters. But if which one will get me go, ooh, if I saw that character, that'd probably be it, her.
I would love to see the mechanic character from Mandalorian.
Oh,
Because she has a
Amy
BD.
Sedaris?
Remember, she's got a BD unit.
That's true. Yeah, how did she get that? That's a
Right.
good point.
So I'd love to see her make like a little cameo.
We know she's used to voiceover, so yeah,
Right.
she can totally do that.
Kind guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. You once said in terms of the greatest scenes, you put Mr. Banks walking to the bank at number 1. I actually agree until a couple of days ago when I watched Ben-Hur. I personally believe the 2 greatest scenes in film history has to be when Christ gives Ben-Hur water where he's near death. Then when Ben-Hur offers Christ water on his way to Calvary. What do you think?
Oh, those are very good scenes. I agree. Ben-Hur is another one of those when I think of like epic movie. I mean, it's like I go to Ben-Hur. You know, that's definitely one of the huge. God, the chariot race, just unbelievable. But no, they're very good. Well, and it's gonna be personal. Everyone, I mean, Mr. Bank walking to the bank. I mean, that's like my personal favorite, but. I mean, I'm not expecting it to be everyone's personal favorite. So yeah, if that's yours, I mean, fair enough, man. They are very good scenes.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue for next week's NC review, please?
It is a top 11 list.
Ooh.
Yes, I haven't done one in a while, but again, with the stuff happening with the studio, I'm like, all right, these are pretty quick, and I have, I think an interesting subject matter. We'll see how it goes over. I could also see people going, what? And get angry at it. So we'll see.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I was thinking Rugrats could have very good Dark Toons episodes, but I think you didn't care about that show, so I guess it ain't happening.
Yeah, I see why people like it. I liked it when I was a kid, but I never got that into. I was a Ren and Stimpy kid. That was my Nicktoons. So I wrote down to look at because some people have recommended some Dark Toons episodes with that they said are pretty good, but I have not had a chance to look at it yet. But I will do my best.
Joel B, thank you for the 100 bits. Which Disney movie do you prefer out of Moana or Tangled? It's Tangled for me, but barely. But I love Tangled.
Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I kind of have them like on the same plane. Maybe Moana for the song. I like the songs a little bit more, but yeah, it's the same. It's really close.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the Mario movie breaking all the records at the box office after only being out for 1 week?
Cool. I mean, I knew it was going to be a big deal. I knew the fan base was there. I knew people have waited for years. I knew I just had a feeling they were going to get it right. Even if they even got like a little right, that's all the movie needs. You know what I mean? I could just feel the hype around it. But yeah, I'll say this. I hope because obviously they're going to do a sequel. I hope it does open up like a Nintendo universe, but with different studios. Don't have Illumination do like Zelda or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
And also when I should say they do the Mario sequel, I do hope they up it. I hope they do add a little bit more character and backstory. Let's go into like Peach's backstory. Let's get what's the space queen princess whatever
Rosalina.
Rosalina's, get her in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like expand it out,
but
get a little bit more drama in there. Just we don't need much, just a little more. It's a sequel, so you want to up it in that respect. But yeah, no, I think it's cool. I don't know, it's pretty cool. All these years later, I mean, I saw like the release of the original Mario game. I saw the Mario shows, and it's still huge. It's still a big thing, and I don't know. That's really cool. It's like super cool.
Matthew Paul, thank you for the 100 bits. Has anyone ever told Walter that a Zack Snyder sounds an awful lot like Johnny Depp's Ed Wood? I watched Ed Wood for the first time a year ago, and I couldn't help but notice a similarity.
I guess I like a nasally Ed Wood. I can kind of see that. Well, what's so funny is Walter's impression is kind of like Dana Carvey's George Bush. Like, does it really sound that much like him? Like, probably not,
No.
but it's such a choice and somehow really got he got something that everybody recognizes as Zack Snyder. It's hard to say what it is, but he got it. And I
Yeah.
think that's what makes the impression all the more fascinating. It's the same thing with Dana Carvey. Like, man, he got something from George Bush, but it's hard to say what it is.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Second, what is one traditional movie that you wish you could do a Nostalgia Critics review of?
A traditional movie? Man, I don't. Again, I usually just kind of do them. I've talked. I'll have to see because again, I feel like the copyright on this is super tight. I've talked about maybe at one point for Christmas doing like the Rankin Bass stop motion,
Yeah.
like Rudolph and stuff like that. Because I've personally never been a big fan of those, but I do know why they have a following, and it would be kind of fun to watch them again with a little bit more of an open mind. Like, hey, just soak up the corniness and the fun of it, you know. So maybe that.
Caleb, thank you for the 500 bits. I just
Thank
saw
you.
every episode of Home Improvement, and I'm curious, do you like the show?
Oh yeah. Is it great? No, but it is the perfect definition of comfort food. You put it on, you know exactly what you're gonna get. You might have an occasional special episode, but for the most part, it's the same formula. It's a good formula, though, and it's a smart formula that lends its way to a lot of variety within it. You know, like Phineas and Ferb, it's the same thing. They always have that formula, but it lends itself to a lot of variety. So yeah, with that said, I can see someone not getting into it, saying it's too corny and stuff like that. Like if I didn't grow up with it, I don't know if I'd be that big into it. But there's a simple charm to it. I really enjoy.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Law and Order SVU?
I haven't
Dun
seen
dun.
any of the Law and Orders. I'm not a big law
Oh.
show guy. Any lawyer show, cop show, all of that bores me to tears. And they're not even bad. I acknowledge they're, you know, there's good ones and stuff, but yeah, they just do nothing for me for some reason. So yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I used to watch it all the time. My roommates in college and I would sit around and watch. Well, we'd like have it on in the background while we're studying or something. It's the perfect like little background show to have on every now and then.
That makes sense, yeah.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. How many years do you want the Nostalgia Critic to reach?
So I like to at least reach 20 because that's a nice round number. It's like, what, 4 years away kind of thing. We're playing around with it. So that doesn't mean I would give up YouTube or doing videos. Again, we're kind of playing around with different things that I can do. It's one of the reasons I'm doing more stuff where I'm just kind of in the office talking and stuff like that. But honestly, if somebody told me you're going to do this till the day you die, that's fine. Oh my God. I mean, it's like, if that's the cross you have to carry, oh no, being allowed to pretty much do and say whatever you want about a subject matter you absolutely love. It's pretty damn lucky. So yeah, we're saying at least 20. After that, we'll see. We'll reassess and see if it makes sense to keep going. But yeah, again, even if it turns out I had to, you know, whatever, I hold the Guinness book for the longest running YouTube show or something like that, I'd be fine with that too.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, if you do a review of Robots for Nostalgia Critic, I gotta ask, how many Amanda Bynes jokes would we get?
You know, I'm not that familiar with Amanda Bynes. I think in one of these like drama videos or something, I saw something about what happened to Amanda Bynes or something. It's a name I know, but I don't know why. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know if she's highly regarded or if she's like a troublemaker or maybe it was both, child star, grown-up star. I don't know. I just know I've heard that name, and by you asking that, I'm assuming there's some easy jokes to make.
There are. The media did her dirty, like a Britney Spears situation where she also had she was a child star, had a lot of breakdowns, and was in the same kind of like parents had power over her kind of thing. So
what was she from? What was she known for? Like what?
She had her own show. She was in All That, wasn't she?
Is that where she? Wow, she go back that far? Holy shit!
Yeah. Am I wrong? Chat, tell me. Amanda,
Okay.
Please. The Amanda Show. She had an Amanda. Yeah, there was the Amanda Show, but I remember her. Maybe I'm wrong, but I remember her being on All That.
Because I saw All That. I did grow up with that. But I think I've heard of the Amanda Show. Okay, so at Nickelodeon was
yes,
the big
yeah, she was a big Nick star.
Okay, all right, gotcha. So yeah, but I didn't see much of her. I'm sorry.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, no offense, respect you always, but that was a cheat. I know it's hard to choose between Godfather Part 2 or Empire Strikes Back, lol. I feel like you answered it, though.
That's the best way I can answer it.
Haunted Joker, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather, Doug, and chat, what is your favorite Disney park attraction?
A Haunted Mansion.
Haunted
all
Mansion.
The way, man.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I love the Tower of Terror. I could ride the Tower of Terror all day, every day. I adore the Tower of Terror.
That's my wife's favorite too, because her second is a Haunted Mansion. You know, something about the creepy rides and stuff like that, but it's so funny. Okay, so I guess I could ask her too, but like compared to Haunted Mansion, what's it about the Tower of Terror that you like most? Is it like the build-up going up, or just the hotel?
Yeah, I mean, I like that it's a thrill ride too. You know, like the Haunted Mansion is awesome because there's so much story that you can pick out, and the atmosphere is god tier in Haunted Mansion. But I feel like Tower of Terror has some of that same awesome theming and stories going on, even in the lobby and the line and whatever, but also has the attraction of a thrill ride too.
That's true. Like building a man, when's that drop coming? When's it? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a fair point.
Yeah. The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you and Rob watch WWE as kids or even today? And if so, who was your favorite WWE superstar?
I watched it a little bit when I was younger. It was one of those things where I wish I was more into it. Whenever we put it on, I kind of got bored, but I remember always being excited seeing the wrestlers and anything, seeing Hulk Hogan, anything, Andre the Giant and anything, Sergeant Slaughter and anything. It was so cool seeing them everywhere except in the ring. That's the only part where I got really, really bored. But yeah, but the personalities and everything were so much fun. The costumes and the colors and everything were so cool. So yeah, I definitely see why people are into it. I always say I find wrestlers more interesting than wrestling, like the backstory around them and the artistry and keeping people interested. Like that's more interesting to me than them actually wrestling in the ring.
Kind guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I watched the 10 Commandments over Easter, and it really is still an amazing film. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but when you hear God's voice, especially when he's writing the 10 Commandments, that booming voice, that's how I picture his voice. Awesome.
Oh yeah, oh, for years that was I mean, even now when someone does an impression, we do something where we have an impression of God. It's still the booming voice, and Simpsons does the booming voice. I think it's only recently with, you know, is something like Prince of Egypt. I'm sure there's some things before that, where the idea of like God is kind of this calm, whispering voice has kind of become like, you know, sort of the new thing, the loving God voice, you know. But in Ten Commandments, no, he's a vengeful, smoting God, man. So he could be, you bitch, you said what? You know, that kind of voice. So, yeah, no, it's like, I get it for that story and that style they were doing. It makes sense. For something like Prince of Egypt, it makes sense that they go the route they did.
Fifth guy, thank you for the 100 bits. What is one Nintendo franchise do you want to see being made into a movie?
Metroid. So bad. Yeah, I was gonna say Castlevania, but the show was pretty good. Like that kind of satisfied my fix. So yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna say Zelda, and that'd be cool too. But like, I don't know, Metroid is just more up my alley. The creepy, dark corners and planets and what's in the cave and stuff. The cool suit. Yeah, I don't know. That's all pretty cool.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Remember at C2E2 that I mentioned that Jenna Ortega was fighting with the writers about season 2 of Wednesday, just like how Henry Cavill was disagreeing with the Witcher writers? Playing devil's advocate, why don't these writers put in the contracts they're allowed to make any changes they feel along the way to avoid problems? Well, just because it's in the contract doesn't mean everyone's going to respect it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can still go to someone, have creative differences, you know, and butt heads, you know. At the end of the day, I mean, it's like the director has the final call on something. That doesn't mean an actor is going to always say, you know, absolutely, yes, sir. Like, they have a difference of opinion, they'll bring it up, and they should. You know, a lot of times you can find out different things about what you can bring to performance. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Wednesday is fun, but I'm definitely not going to say the writing's anything that great. I mean, I feel like it's kind of supposed to be garbagey a little bit, but that's kind of the fun of it too. So it does make me wonder, what does she see in the script for this upcoming season? Because now, if anything, hearing that makes me go, oh man, what new stupid are they going to bring to it? You know what I mean? Are they going to have a crossover with the Munsters or something? Like, what are they going to do?
Oyram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, since I know you like Tom and Jerry, I recommend checking out the Russian equivalent, New Pogodi, and the French equivalent, Oogie and the Cockroaches.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard either of those. I will try to check them out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Season 16 of Always Sunny has been filmed, and new episodes of Podcast 424. Excited, Doug?
It comes out at 424? That's soon?
March 24th for a new episode of Podcast.
Oh, Podcast. Okay. Wait, is that the name of the episode? Or are they saying the Always Sunny podcast comes out?
I don't know. I'll read it again. Season 16 of Always Sunny has been filmed, and new episode of Podcast April 24th.
Okay, that's got to be. If they just filmed it, they can't have it done yet. Well, they would be pushing it a lot harder if it was coming out the 24th. So maybe they mean like the first podcast talking about it's going to come out. Either way, I'm excited because I love that show.
Fifth guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Velma? How do you feel about the politics and backlash behind it?
Yeah, okay, I saw the first 2 episodes, and from what I hear, it doesn't get better. I mean, I did a whole video on it, talking about it. You can watch that, but yeah, I'm not a fan. I'm not surprised it got the backlash it did, but it's not the worst show ever. There's so many worse. This at least has good animation in it. It's got like a talented voice cast and stuff, but yeah, I didn't care for it.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Well done, Heather. James Earl Jones will forever now be James Earl Joints, thanks to you. Well done.
You gotta say it like Bugs in Cartoon All-Stars where they're talking about drugs. Just a joint? James Earl Joint?
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you review the Adam Sandler movies Murder Mystery 1 and 2? They're pretty good, and you don't see that many Sandler cliches, which is good.
Oh, okay. You know, it's one of those I didn't check it out because it got so many... They both got so many bad reviews, but Sandler is still one of those guys where even if his movies get bad reviews, they can still be good. Like, I didn't finish it, but I did see a little bit of that Hubie Halloween, and I was liking it okay. But I didn't finish it yet, so maybe it gets even worse. But yeah, it was getting... Sometimes Sandler can just tap into that inner silly that's different for everybody and just make them giggle. So maybe I should give that a chance.
Fifth guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Here's one for Heather. When you watch a movie, who is the first person you invite to go with you? My husband.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you're married, that's always kind of the person.
My husband. And then if my husband's not available or not interested, like my mom, my sister, or my best friend. TL King Richard, thank you for the 500 bits. Really appreciate that. Have you heard of the Jungle Book anime series from 1989 called Jungle Book Shonen Mowgli? I think Doug would enjoy it greatly.
Shonen? Wait.
SHONEN. You found it based on that. What?
Yeah, no, just like the first picture is just Mowgli, like just fucking ripped. Okay. I mean, he's not like glowing, going like that, but I guess I can't. Oh, maybe that's just like a weird drawing or something. Yeah, and all these other. No, it goes back and forth. Sometimes he just looks like a kid. Other times he looks like, you know, like the grown-up Mowgli from the later Jungle Book. Okay. I might check this out. All right. I actually really do like a lot of versions of the Jungle Book. I've never seen like the Chuck Jones ones is probably the closest to like a definitive one, but it's really short. So I wouldn't mind checking out different versions. Yeah, especially in the 80s, I thought anime kind of did some interesting takes on a lot of classic story. Like they had one in Nickelodeon like called I think it was just Grimm's Fairy Tales, but their take on it was much closer to the original stories. So I wonder if they do the same thing with that. That'd be really interesting to see.
We're gonna have to pick up the pace. We're over an hour behind. TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. If you want to see another show with animation style similar to Puss in Boots 2, I highly recommend Wing Feather Saga. It's free to watch on YouTube and produced by Angel Studios, same studio that created The Chosen.
Okay, Wing Feather Saga. Okay. I have never seen it. Oh, looks pretty. Nice style and everything. All right. I'll try to check it out. Cool style.
Kirok, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, here's the thing. What it comes down to is this. Empire Strikes Back is better than the original. However, Godfather 2 is not better than the original, which is why Empire wins Best Film in my opinion.
I don't know. I think Godfather 2 is a little better than the original. I mean, everybody's different. That's your thought. That's fine. But I like them both better than the original.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. After the Tetris movie, what video game franchise would you want a biopic made about? I would be interested in a movie about the creation of the Pokemon game and Resident Evil franchise.
Either Mortal Kombat, I think that'd be interesting, or honestly, Night Trap. I would love to know the making of that game, and then when the controversy exploded around it, just to be like, what? That'd be great.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I know it's not nostalgic, but maybe you should make fun of the Kate Hudson / Sia film music.
I haven't seen it yet. I want, because I love garbage like that. You know, sort of the obvious Oscar grab movie that just completely backfires. But I haven't seen it yet. Every time I hear that, I'm like, oh, I gotta see that piece of shit.
Super, it's like the bad thing to do for Autism Acceptance Month.
yeah, just complete opposite.
Jockscab, thank you for the 100 bits. One detail in Puss in Boots 2 you didn't mention, the bell the giant uses to fight Puss rings 8 times throughout, and the 8th time is when said bell crushes Puss.
I saw that. I didn't think that was that interesting, so I didn't include it. But yeah, and also you gotta leave some things to IMDb trivia.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I watched Superman the movie on the big screen and honestly love it. John Williams' score is just awesome. One scene I think is important, where Man of Steel messed up. His Earth dad died of a heart attack and he realized he could be the most powerful man in the world, but even he can't stop people from dying. The ending of him turning the world backward never happened, lol.
Yeah, that's the one dumb thing they couldn't they couldn't really fix. But yeah, I agree. It's such a good film. It really is so great.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Heather again, what is your favorite movie of all time? I think I'd have to go with Dark Knight. I could watch Dark Knight any day, all the time. I love Dark Knight. It's a great movie. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, now that John Wick 4 is out, will you do a John Wick month? And of course, we need Walter to play Keanu Reeves in the reviews. Someone messed with Walter Wick's Power Rangers helmets, and he tears up Chicago to get revenge.
Walter Wick, that does sound pretty funny. It's like, because Walter directed a sketch with Jim where Jim played John Wick, and he played him pretty well. We'll see. That might be an idea in there. We'll see about that.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the Avatar The Last Airbender films coming out in years to come? The first one is about Team Avatar grown up, and the second one I think is about Zuko. Haven't heard anything about the third one.
I mean, if it's by the same people, even if it's not by the same people, I'd still be pretty intrigued by that, honestly. I'm down. I love those characters. I would love to see other stuff that happen with them.
Yeah, I think it's a step in the right direction, too, that it's animated. It obviously doesn't translate well to live action.
Yeah.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Could you review Superman 3? There is this debate which is worse, Superman 3 or 4. I personally think 3 is worse. Least with 4, they tried. There was care put into the film, but due to budget cuts and special effects, they really didn't stand a chance. Superman 3 had the budget, but it was just awful comedy from the word get-go.
It is a good debate which one is worse. The only reason I like 3 a little bit more is it has that one creepy robot scene where that woman's turned into a robot. That always scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I at least remember that.
Power Fan, thank you so much for that 26-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Love the critics' review of Sidekicks.
Oh yeah, man, that goes back. Yeah, thank you. That was definitely like the first 4 years, I think.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 100 bits. I finally found out what happened to Showbiz Pizza. Showbiz Pizza's parent company bought out Chuck E. Cheese after the video game Crash of '83, but they didn't own the rights to their signature characters, so they reskinned the animatronics as the Chuck E. Cheese characters. Look up John Oliver's Last Squeak Tonight if you want to know more.
Company Man actually did a really good video on them, because I thought Showbiz Pizza was first, but I guess Chuck E. Cheese was first, which is interesting. Yeah, if you watch that video, he goes into the history about it.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts/NC for the 2007 movie Dragon Wars.
I don't even think I've heard of that. I feel like I would remember a movie called that. It's a pretty cool name. I will try to look into it.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 100 bits. Some people say Marvel can fix a lot of their mistakes by saying the person who was a Skrull like Sharon Carter. I think it's a little contrived and they should stand by their mistakes. What do you think?
That's who? I'm sorry. Who can fix mistakes?
So Marvel can fix their mistakes.
Marvel, gotcha.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Every studio, especially long movie franchise, gotta have mistakes. Just keep going, keep moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I do think though, since they have had a plan, that it is some of their weird behaviors, characters' weird behaviors are because they are scrolls, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite restaurant in the world? And you can't say Portillo's or Lou Malnati's.
Ah, damn it.
No.
Man, I don't know. Some kind of sushi place, maybe? I do really like sushi. I'm blanking on the name of it though. There's a sushi place that's not too far away. Really like it. I'm totally blanking on the name, but yeah, even if I said it, probably wouldn't make that big a difference to you.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. For Heather and Doug, you're trapped on an island. There's cable, a TV, and a DVD player. What movies would you have with you?
Brazil. That's my favorite movie.
Dark Knight.
Yeah, and maybe some sort of Ghibli movie like Spirited Away or something like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Mean Girls When I Need to Laugh.
Yeah.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite Easter guilty pleasure? Me? Handfuls of jelly beans.
The lamb cake. And what's funny as I get older and older, it tastes worse and worse. It's clearly the nostalgia that I like about it.
For me, it's Peeps. I don't know why. I don't like super sugary things, but give me a marshmallow dipped in sugar and I'm like, yes, feed it straight into my veins. I have 5 packages of Peeps for my family from this Easter, and they'll probably be gone in 2 months.
Man, if it's something I loved, it'd be gone 2 days.
Kind Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry for asking this. I recently watched a Catch a Killer based on John Wayne Gacy. After reading everything about him, he lived around the Chicago area. Have you ever gone past his former place? And if so, did you get any creepy feelings?
If I did, I wasn't aware of it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't intentionally gone over there because people who own the house are probably just trying to live their life, you know?
Yeah, very, very true.
True Prime, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, did you ever consider reviewing People Under the Stairs for October?
I just saw it like a year ago. I had no idea what to expect from it. It was fun. It wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. We'll see. That's another one. I don't know if it would do very well, but it might be fun to talk about.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, the creator of Doug actually made an adult show called Hoyt and Andy's Sports Bender. Would you ever check it out?
Yeah, well, and I always feel bad whenever I bad talk that show because the creator seems so nice. He seems like the sweetest puppy dog of a man, which would make sense, the guy who made that show, honestly. I did not know he made an adult show. I'd be curious to see how he did, so I will try to check it out.
Tom13, thank you for that 2-month subscription. Welcome back, appreciate it. Hey Doug, any plans to review any more Kevin Smith movies? Love the NC and crew.
Nothing's planned. I never did see Clerks 3, and I heard it's pretty good. So I at least try to check that out. We'll see if maybe I do a video on like all the Clerks movies or something.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your least favorite Looney Tunes character?
Least favorite?
Least favorite.
I guess I never. I was gonna say Tweety, but the more I think about it, whenever that kangaroo as a giant mouse pops up, he never made me laugh.
Study, thank you so much for that 44-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. You're at an apartment party up on the 13th floor, but there's a fire. The party is full of children, puppies, the elderly. Quick, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate.
Good, great. Chocolate chip cookie dough for me. Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the second Angelina Jolie Lara Croft film?
No, I should check because I really liked the first one. I had a blast with the first one. So I should check out the second one.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. Don't know if this is a hot take, but Kung Fu Panda 2 is DreamWorks' best sequel. The Last Wish is a close second, and Shrek 2 is right behind that.
I mean, it's very, very good. They do their second films really well, apparently. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was personal preference. They're all really, really great.
Oi Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Of all the Looney Tunes inspired shows from 1990 to 2000, Tiny Toons, Animaniacs, Pinky and the Brain, Tasmania, Freakazoid, Road Rovers, and Hysteria, which one do you like the least? And let's make it interesting and not count Plucky Duck Show and Pinky, Elmira, and the Brain.
I never did see Road Rovers. I saw a little bit of Hysteria. I appreciate what it was trying to do. Maybe I would like it more as an adult, but as a teen, I was just like, yeah, no, it's like, and I want to know more about history, but I don't think this is the way I can get into it.
Thank you for hype train number 2, everybody. Appreciate you.
Chuka, chuka, chuka,
Dev
chuka,
the
chuka,
Wiser,
chuka,
thank
chuka.
you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the movie Bros 2022?
I tried. I tried watching it on a plane. The writing's not bad. The side characters are good. The main dude is one note, and it is such an obnoxious note. He is always angry, always loud. There's no variation. It drove me insane, so I couldn't finish it. But everything else I was liking. I think the director or somebody should have said, because that guy is funny. He's been funny in other stuff, but someone should have said, no, let's dial this back. This is way too one note. We need some variety here.
Dev the Wiser, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the movie Excalibur 1981?
Oh, I love it. Oh my God. Whenever I think of like the King Arthur story, like what really happened? What is the story? Because I know there's a bunch of different versions. Like that's the one that pops in my head. Like that's my Arthur. That's my Merlin. That's, like that's what I feel like, quote unquote, really happened in a world that has like dragons and sorcery.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, if you watch more Bluey, I need to warn you of 2 characters, Muffin and Judo. Either of them may annoy you. P.S. You going to see Renfield, the movie with Nick Cage as Dracula?
I'm gonna try and find. Maybe I can see it this weekend. I wasn't planning to, but it's like it does look like fun. So I will try my best to check it out, and I will keep that in mind about Bluey.
Drew's MC Twitch, thank you for the 100 bits. 1, golf clap for the review of my 4th favorite film of all time this week. 2, you reviewed 3 out of the 4 of my favorite films, Prince of Egypt, Seeker of Nim, and Now Puss in Boots. Still waiting for the SpongeBob movie done. Doug, fun fact, that's below Prince of Egypt as my favorite. 3, surprised you didn't make a Luna from Hell of a Boss joke in the review.
Sorry.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Speaking of Zorro, any chance of including the Zorro television series for Disney December?
So are they on Disney Plus? I wasn't sure. I saw somewhere, but I didn't know if it was all the episodes. That's another I did grow up with that show, so it would be fun to see it again. But I don't know. We'll see.
Oi, Ram, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I know you're married. How does your wife feel about the Catherine Zeta-Jones jokes?
Oh, we gotten understand.
Everyone has their lists, okay?
Yeah.
If I ever meet Jason Momoa, I'm allowed. My husband knows that. No. I'm just kidding, guys. Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, do you think Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny will be good? I know the odds are against it, but anything's possible. Let the character go out on a high note.
I agree. I hope it's a personal movie. That I'm hoping they don't focus as much on spectacle because it doesn't look like they have that down for it. It again looks like too much CG and he's too old and everything. So I just hope they make it a nice personal story. That I think would be the best way to finish it off.
Stiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. You guys have such amazing cast members. Who makes you two laugh the most?
I mean, Heather, clearly. I mean, nobody else. But I don't know if there is like one, honestly.
Everyone has a different sense of humor, and I feel like I get different laughs and chuckles from different people because of their different sense of humor. Like,
yeah.
Rob's is so dry. I can just expect anytime Rob is whispering a comment, it's gonna be hilarious. Or like, Malcolm is just so like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, Malcolm makes you laugh. Tamra's hilarious. Ayana is very funny. Jim also has a very dry sense of humor where like, anytime Jim's gonna make a joke, he's gonna just be like, well, just fuck that, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he's usually so nice and laid back, and then he'll just let something like that fly. Like, whoa, where'd that come from? Yeah, I don't know. I know it's like a cheat answer because, everybody's funny in their own way, but it really is true. Like, I can't think of anyone that's like, well, that person made me laugh the most. It's like, no, everybody has just such a unique, funny sense of humor that's so distinct to them that it's like, how can you not laugh at them? So yeah, I'm sorry we picked the safe answer, but it's the truth. It really is the true answer.
Pat and Soa, thank you for the 100 bits. Wait, what? No studio? Who did it? Is Rob okay? Rob is okay. And I think someone misunderstood last week too. It's not Doug's house, it's the studio. So Buster, Chaplin, Rob, every person is good. We were very lucky. It was a storm that did some damage to the studio. We were very lucky that it was during C2E2, so literally no one was at the studio.
Yeah.
No one was there. So, yeah. Jepith, thank you for the 100 bits. Worst Stanley Kubrick movie.
I mean, I'll do the cliche and I'll say Spartacus, because a lot of people say, oh, it's not a real Kubrick movie, but I'm always like, his name is on it. You know, he didn't Alan Smithy it. He got a paycheck for it, so it's a Kubrick movie. But yeah, it's probably the least Kubrick movie.
Drew's MC, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, if you do review the Mario movie, you have to get at least Scott the Woz or Angry Video Game Nerd on board with the review.
We'll see. If it feels like there's something like unique they can add to it, we'll see. I also don't know what their schedules are or anything like that. So, yeah, see what happens.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen the new Gremlins animated movie trailer that just dropped?
I saw just a little thumbnail of it. The thumbnail wasn't blowing me away, but maybe I'll watch the trailer and be like, oh, this looks good.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on the new HBO Max series Gremlins Secret of the Mogwai? Trailer just dropped today. Looks fun. I'm sure Andre is super excited.
Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer yet. I literally just saw a thumbnail, I think, before I jumped on here. So I will check it out after this.
Japith, thank you for the 100 bits. A movie with a high reputation that disappointed you when getting around to watching it.
And I totally acknowledge, I think I have to see this movie again now that I'm older. Casablanca? Not because of the story or the actor or anything like that. I didn't believe the romance. And that's like the center of the movie. But it could be I knew too much about it too. I knew what the last, what the last few lines were going to be. I knew how it was going to end. So maybe that has something to do with it. I got to watch it again because I don't think I've seen it since college. And I got to give it everything else about it. I love the rest of the movie. I just didn't buy the romance. So I don't know. Maybe now that I'm older, I'll buy it more.
Alan, thank you for the 100 bits. Would you ever do an NC on the Beethoven movies?
I thought about it. At the very least, the first one, because I did grow up with the first one. I like it. I don't know how good I could say it is, but I do have fond memories of it. So, yeah, it might be an interesting one to check out.
Jocks Cab, thank you for the 100 bits. I swear this is my last cheer regarding Puss in Boots 2. It reminded me that DreamWorks is like the one animation studio that is consistently good, for the most part, when it comes to making sequels.
I don't know. Did you see Shrek 3? Shrek 3 wasn't so hot. When they get past 2, I don't know how great they are. But I never did see Boss Baby 2 either. So I don't know. I think they got some faults too.
Keith Creature, thank you for the 100 bits. Out of the ones you can remember, what is your favorite Oni Plays joke, bit, or episode?
Man, I'm trying to think. One that somebody played on an interview, when it came through my headphones, the imitation was so loud, it distorted the audio, and that just made me laugh so hard. I don't even know what he said. He's like, here, I think they're playing like Kingdom Hearts or something. He's like, yeah, here, do your Doug Walker impression. He's like, oh, it's just something like, I don't even think it was like words. It was just screaming, and it was so funny. So, and I don't even know if the original video is like that. When it came through the headphones, it came out like that, and it just made me laugh so hard. So yeah, I think. Oh, no, of course, just like, I don't get it, because they draw me with like no eyes in the glasses and stuff like that. So I guess that's the official favorite one. Is the Why Does It Look Like Vegas one?
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite song from Sweeney Todd?
The My Friends song.
Okay.
I love that. Yeah.
It's Joanna for me.
That's another wonderful thing. Almost all the songs in that are perfect. And it's such a good musical.
The Minnesota Superstar, thank you for the 100 bits. With everything that happened with Johnny Depp, do you think his acting career is coming close to an end?
It's up to him and it's up to the audience, I think. Yeah. I didn't even follow the trial that close. I'm really not the one to ask. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's up to him and the public.
Japith, thank you for the 100 bits. Man, chat, you are really hitting us with these weird questions that are bordering on inappropriate today. You don't necessarily have to answer this. But Doug, have you ever farted so hard that you shit? I need to know this so I can finally pass away and dream of frolicking and sweet nothings. Who amongst us has not sharted before?
You know, no, okay, so that's the funny thing. I feel like I have. I can't remember it, though. So maybe I, like, repressed it. Maybe it was so embarrassing I just repressed it from my memory. But, like, I feel like I remember the sensation, but not the place.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I must have, but my memory's not so sharp on it. Weird? Question mark? I don't remember that.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. What's your favorite Don Bluth film? It's currently Anastasia for me because I've only seen that movie and All Dogs Go to Heaven. Are you at all ashamed of me for not seeing Secret of Nim and American Tail and Land Before Time?
No, because now you can experience it. You can go into it and see it for a first time, and that's a wonderful thing to do. Yeah, A Secret of Nim is probably my favorite. If you go by favorite production at all, I'd probably say the small one. But in terms of favorite film, yeah, it's A Secret of Nim.
Fantasy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. I have a suggestion for your next themed month. Do a Don Bluth month and talk about the movies you have not talked about, like Thumbelina, A Troll in Central Park, his worst movie in my opinion. It never got a DVD release.
We did Troll in Central Park. Yeah, we were very mean. It was definitely before we knew him. But I do often say that, like, I compare it to the good stuff constantly. So I'm not like, this guy's a hack. I'm saying, no, like, something was going on. I don't know what it was. But that might be an idea because, yeah, there's both good stuff and not good stuff that I could talk about. They're all interesting to talk about. So it might be an idea.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Are you planning on seeing Renfield? Is that something you might consider for Nostalgiaween this year?
I'll probably see it this weekend. Yeah, again, I wasn't planning to because I didn't even know it was coming out, but then I'm just like, oh, might be a fun thing to check out. And yeah, it depends on if it gives me material for an NC.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What Stephen King property do you have planned for Nostalgiaween this year? Can you give us a hint?
Yes, I have an excellent hint. It's I don't know. So yeah, work with that. I'll say this. I usually have like 5 written down, and then it's like, okay, which one am I gonna do? Because there's always like, oh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. So we'll see.
Oyram, thank you for the 100 bits. Sorry about the femininity question. I just had that thought based on some videos such as the What's with the Princess Hate. Maybe I just misinterpreted things.
Don't worry about it.
Oyram, thank you for the 100 bits. You remember those Media Memories videos you did, Ghostbusters and Lion King? Did you have others that you thought about making?
I wrote some down. They didn't seem to get the clicks I was looking for. I think it was around the same time I tried Dark Toons, and Dark Toons did better. I think I had a little bit more energy for that and drive for that, so I decided to do that. But I did write down some other ones. I don't know. Maybe at some point I'll bring them up because there are some funny stories.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 100 bits. So a while ago, people were making fun of Disney for confirming Zootopia 2, Frozen 3, and Toy Story 5, when DreamWorks is literally doing the same thing. Kung Fu Panda 4 is in development, Shrek 5 is confirmed in a freaking live-action How to Train Your Dragon.
I agree. I'll say this, with Disney, I can see a Zootopia 2, and a while ago they confirmed Inside Out 2. I'd love to see that. With Kung Fu Panda 4, maybe just to see a slightly higher note than 3. 3's good, but you could end on a better note. Same thing with Frozen. It's like, if only to end on a better note, because I didn't like the last one. But yeah, I'm not especially excited about them.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Thoughts on a pup named Scooby-Doo?
It's cute. It's more kid focused, but I mean, then again, Scooby-Doo is kind of supposed to be. But I do remember them. I like them playing with the archetypes a little bit. Like Fred never found a clue, but he was always like really egocentric and stuff like that. Like that stuff was kind of fun.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Can we expect an old versus new episode in the future? And what are some ideas you have that hasn't been scripted?
So I was gonna do an old versus new of Animaniacs, but I think I don't know. My guts tell me to do it just another one, like kind of just in the office here, and do that, where I'm just sort of talking about it, because I think everyone knows I'm going to choose the original, and I do like the new one, but you can't hold a candle to the original. So I think a video just talking about the differences between them would be more interesting.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. Pick your poison. Dragon Ball Evolution or the last Airbender movie?
Man, that's rough. Evolution, I think, is a little shorter, so maybe I'll go with that.
Wiccan, thank you for the 100 bits. Great Puss in Boots review, though I don't love the Avatar 2 hate. Off topic, but who is your favorite Star Wars villain? For me, it's Maul.
Random, but okay. Man, I'm trying to go, because like now I got all this new media that came in with like the games and the shows and stuff like that. I
think it's still Vader.
For some reason I don't know why I wasn't thinking of like, the Emperor and Vader and stuff like that. Him or the Emperor. I mean, we're just talking about Trilla. Like, I really liked her. And then now I'm thinking of Darth Maul from the show. Like, he was so cool. Like, it's hard.
Ventress is really cool.
Ventress is really awesome. Like, they just really like turned out some great characters over the years. I don't know. It might be Vader for me. Not the Emperor. It's a toss-up between Vader and the Emperor. But man, there's like 3 close seconds.
Thief Guy, thank you for the 195 bits. If you could have any of your cast members play, and I always say this name wrong, Uwe Boll, who would you pick and why?
I actually think you got it right that time.
Yeah!
Who would I pick and why? I mean, I feel like it'd have to be me, because isn't he bald? I think
don't
he's
know.
bald now. So yeah, I just
because no one else could possibly shave their head.
No, me.
Randy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, if you do a Don Bluth month, please talk about Rockadoodle, A Land Before Time, and his last animated movie for Fox Animation, Titan AE. And could you do a Disney December on Titan AE?
We did do Rockadoodle. Yeah, I think we've reviewed more Don Bluth movies than you're aware. Again, not especially kind to it. We did not know him yet, but again, I do usually compare it to the past stuff he's done. And the Titan AE is going back a little bit with the Fox stuff. I try to do stuff after Disney bought him, but we'll see, maybe.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. I really miss first viewing with you and Rob. There has to be a bunch of good old or new movies you two haven't seen yet. Please bring that back. A lot of us miss Rob and his banter with you during those reaction videos. Why did they go away? Recommendation, one of the Beverly Hills Cop movies since part 4 comes out this year.
I forgot they're doing a part 4. We might do one with Megan, because Rob hasn't seen Megan, and I think his reactions would be pretty funny. That's a big thing. Honestly, a lot of them, like the Pirates movies and stuff, we're just kind of talking. We weren't doing as much like the jokey stuff, and we try to do ones where we either haven't seen it or we know we'll get good reactions out of it. I feel like I'll get good reactions out of Rob with Megan, so we'll probably do that one.
The Strider for Life, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you remember the New York Undercover TV series?
I don't think so. It's just called New York Undercover?
Mm-hmm. Doesn't sound very familiar to me, honestly.
New York Undercover. In 1994? Yeah, I completely missed this. Yeah, sorry.
DCL Coda, thank you for the 100 bits. Fun story. I rode the Tower of Terror during a thunderstorm, and when the doors opened to look over the park, there was a lightning bolt that we could see at that exact moment. That's really cool.
Kind of a funny story. We rode the ride, and one of the employees, cast members, recognized me, and she was like, "Oh, do you want to ride it again?" Or just like, "Yeah, that'd be great." And so she went to take us up there, and we went in an elevator. We're just looking around. We're like, "Does this make you nervous at all?" She's like, "No, why?" And it's like, "No reason."
That's amazing. Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, please check out the anime Black Lagoon when you can. It's only 29 episodes. The dub is super great. Also, can you ask Rob if he's seen Black Lagoon and his thoughts on the anime?
Sure, I'll ask him about that. I feel like I've seen images of it, at least the advertising for it before. It looks good. Finding time's going to be tricky, but I do want to check it out because it does look like something I would be into.
Japeth, thank you for the 100 bits. If you could see one movie that was never made right now, what would it be?
one movie that was never made.
Yeah.
Like they were gonna make it.
Batgirl.
Like
Show me Batgirl, dang it.
I'd be really curious, even though I like the Spider-Man movies we've gotten, I'd be curious to see how James Cameron would have done Spider-Man back in the day. That would have been pretty cool.
Yeah. Randy Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. I would like to recommend a movie for Disneycember, Mission to Mars. It was their first theatrical movie based on the now defunct ride.
Wait, was it based on the ride? I thought the ride was based on the movie. I totally got that backwards. I didn't know that, huh? I'd never seen it. I should check it out. Because I heard it's both kind of good and bad at the same time, and I've always been a little curious about it. So I'll try to check it out.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Oh, and please listen to the 2 insert songs from Black Lagoon, The World of Midnight and This Moment, Prayer in the Light, beautiful English songs by Minako Muki Obata.
All right, I'll try to check it out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How do you pronounce Jim's last name?
J-Roz.
J-Roz. Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the film The Invention of Lying?
I never saw it, but I heard it's really, really good, apparently. Yeah, I completely forgot that was even a thing until you brought it up. I will try to check it out.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Bridesmaids?
I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as everyone else did. Like, people were just... Like,
I did not love it.
Like it was a laugh riot when it came out. Like, everyone was howling in the theaters. And I'm like, this is funny. Like, it's good. But I don't think it quite clicked with the same director and one of the same actresses. The Heat, I thought was fucking hilarious. Like, that was more my comedy, and nobody's ever seen it. I'm always like, you gotta watch this, man. You gotta watch this. They're like, oh, you sure? Melissa McCarthy and Sandra Bullock. I'm like, it is great. Every time they see it, they always laugh hard. It is a funny comedy. So I guess that's, if you're talking about the similar people, that was my Bridesmaids.
Rand C Gaming, thank you for the 100 bits. So, Doug, know that you have played a Ratchet and Clank game. Are you going to review the movie? And before you review the movie, watch the first game's cutscenes.
Probably not. I was hoping I would kind of get more into it in terms of like ideas what to do for reviewing the movie and stuff like that, and it just nothing was really clicking. I do want to play more of the games, definitely. I want to play the one that came out for the PS5. I want to play some of the older ones and stuff, so I'll probably get around to those, but for a review, probably not.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your thoughts on the movie Do the Right Thing?
You know, it's funny. I finally saw that all the way through on the flight back from Ireland recently, because I've only seen bits of it. I've never seen the whole thing. It's really fucking good. It's a very, very good film. Part of me is sad I didn't see all of it earlier, but yeah, I'm glad I finally caught up on it on the plane.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Now that you've done the rest of the Home Alone movies, are you going to review the first one?
Yes. That was one of the reasons I did the last one that came out, because it's like, I want to finally talk about the first one, goddamn it, because I really do love the first one.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. What are your top 3 favorite Keanu Reeves performances?
Let's see. You know, he was in, the movie's just okay, but I think it was called The Lake House. It's actually like a romance, and he's really, really good in that. I'm trying to think of other films where I thought he was legit. I mean, honestly, I do like Bill and Ted. I think he plays it perfect. Man, I'm trying to think of something where I'm just like, man, the drama, like he nailed the drama of it. I'm blanking. You know what? I'll say his side part, and I'm forgetting the name of the movie. It's an Ali Wong movie, and he plays himself, and it's one of the funniest things
my gosh.
I've ever seen. What is that movie?
What is that movie? It was a Netflix movie, wasn't it?
I think so. Like the movie's honestly just okay.
Always
itself.
Be My Maybe. Thank you, Alexander.
It. Yeah, like the movie's honestly okay. It's fine. It's a cute little rom-com, whatever. But his scenes are just hilarious.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Who was your favorite character in the movie Role Models?
Man, that's rough. Everyone's so funny. I forget this guy's name. He's on The Masked Singer. He's from the Hangover movies. He's from now I'm forgetting the name of the
Ken Jeong?
Yes.
He was on Community too.
Yeah, Community. That's the name of the show I was thinking of. Yeah, because I think that was my first time seeing him in anything. And it is one of those things where you see him, and it's just like, man, I hope this guy goes on to other stuff because he is funny. And of course, now he's everywhere. He's all over the place. But yeah, I mean, that's a compliment because everybody in that movie is very, very funny.
Blake the Nothing, thank you so much for that 24-month subscription. Welcome back. Happy 2 years to my favorite Twitch channel. I was going through some shit a few years ago, and these streams gave me something to look forward to every day. I'm in a better place now, thankfully, but I can't thank you guys enough for the content over the years. Keep killing it.
Oh my God,
Thank
thank
you, Blake.
you. Yeah,
Appreciate that.
I'm
Really
so,
glad you're here.
yeah, I'm sorry you went through all that, man. But yeah, anything. Yeah, it means a lot when we hear that, because that's not something we were planning on when we're doing this. And when we hear like we help people out, even just the tiniest way, that really goes a long way for us. So thank you so very much for saying that.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Will you do an Aliens month for next year theme month or the following year's theme month? I would love an NC Aliens 1986 review. It's probably my favorite James Cameron film next to T2 and The Terminator.
We put down as a possibility, because you're right. I've done a lot of the Alien movies. I'm like, I could just finish them off in a theme month. So we do have it as a possibility.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Sorry, there's more than one of you now.
All of us.
Hi, Doug. It doesn't seem like you're the biggest Russell Brand person, but what did you think of his character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall and Get Him to the Greek? Personally, I found him pretty funny.
I agree. Honestly, I didn't. I feel like I didn't dislike him until my brother kind of ruined him for me.
Great, love it.
Because like I
what
did
did Rob
do? No. I did like him in those two ways. That was my introduction to him, actually. And then he was just showing me all these interviews, and like as soon as he told me he reminds him of when Homer was trying to be a hippie, saying, "Never fear, the cosmic fool is here to blow the lid off of your conform factory," and stuff. That's all I can see now. And he does kind of seem like a prick, honestly. Like, I know he's quote unquote reformed now, which is great. I'm glad he's like sober and everything, but he still seems like a prick. So I don't know. It's he's not for me. Maybe he's a very nice guy now. Maybe he's wonderful, but he's not for me.
Nick Rowe AJ, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, have you considered watching the Warcraft movie?
Yeah, I'm afraid I'm gonna get nothing out of it, because apparently if you know Warcraft, it's great, and if you don't, it's boring as hell. I don't know anything about Warcraft, so I don't know how much material I get out of it.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I'm curious, Doug, what is it about Goldmember that made you enjoy it more than The Spy Who Shagged Me?
It's just the jokes were a little funnier, a little quick, a little bit more creative. Where there's definitely some funny jokes in the second one, but I just remember long periods of just nothing and kind of awkward improv and like silence in the theater watching it. Where at least with Goldmember, like there were silences too, but there were fewer of them. You know what I mean? And I remember the jokes a little bit more. So yeah.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Who in Channel Awesome is quickest to break character, and who in Channel Awesome breaks character the least? I feel like Malcolm breaks quite a bit.
Well, Malcolm would just be like trying to remember like what the line is or something like that. I'm trying to think. Sometimes Rob breaks quite a bit, actually. Yeah, I'm trying to think of anyone. Yeah, I don't know. In terms of like who's the most focused, clearly me. I mean, obviously, I never ever break character. No, that'll probably be Jim. Whenever like you could just be like a guy who just walks by and says hi, and he would do it, and you'd just be like, I want to know that guy's story. Like somehow he just made this guy walking by saying hi so interesting. Like he'll just be that good.
Mumra, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance of a Ladybugs review? A funny film, but has some inappropriate humor for these days to riff off of. Also, I've been seeing a lot of funny Dangerfield memes recently, plus love Jonathan Brandis.
Yeah, I haven't seen that since it came out. I'm sure you're right about that. Even when I was a kid, and I remember liking that movie, but there are some scenes where I'm like, I remember thinking, this is stupid. Like, I just remember one of the scenes is like, he's like a soccer coach, and he's like looking in the back, so he's like, well, one thing's for sure, I got a lot of balls. And like, that's a joke. Like, that's so fucking stupid. But I do remember, I remember laughing a few times, but again, I think I was 13 or 12, so I should probably give it another watch.
Matthew Paul, thank you for the 100 bits. The Disney Zorro TV series actually is on Disney Plus, all 2 seasons. Only thing missing are the 4-hour-long specials that aired a few years later, but it is the full original run.
Oh, okay. All right. Maybe I'll check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there a movie that you don't hate, but you saw it once and that was enough? For me, it's 2001: A Space Odyssey. I didn't hate it, but I saw it once and I'm good.
I get that. I feel like a lot more recently because time is just much more valuable now. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a constant thing. Like even the Mario movie, I'm like, I saw it once, I'm good.
You wouldn't see it again, even to catch all the references that you might have missed?
I feel like I got them all. Again,
I caught them all, Heather.
They were everywhere. My eye just darted. I think because I knew what the story was going to be and kind of the humor and everything, my eye was constantly darting through the screen to pick up all the references. But here's the thing: I'm sure I'm going to do an NC review of it because I can talk about it and stuff. So, so I probably will. But yeah, nothing is telling me, ooh, I got to go back to see the. No, I take it back. The Rainbow Road fight was pretty fun. That I would watch again.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. I know you're not the biggest fan of it, but I actually really like the film adaptation of Horton Hears a Who. What did you think of Jim Carrey as Horton versus his performance as the Grinch?
I mean, it's better as Horton, because it's just more genuine and humble and nice and stuff like that. I mean, he's giving it his all in the Grinch, clearly, especially under all that makeup and everything. And it's not his fault.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, that's just what he was told to do. Yeah, no, if people like Horton Hears a Who, I get it. I was kind of on the fence about it out of like a lot of the Disney Dr. Seuss movies. That's like one of the better ones, but I still don't think it's that great.
The Minnesota Superstars, thank you for the 100 bits. As a YouTuber, are there any upcoming YouTubers that you love and are going to do big things? For me, it's Nathaniel Bandy.
Let me just look at. I mean, whenever somebody asks a question like this, I just look at like who I'm subscribed to, and I'm not logged in, so I can't really check that right now. I really like this guy called Cosmonaut Variety Hour is really great. He's really funny and really insightful. Who is Company Man's pretty great. Andre, obviously awesome.
Yay.
And Brad and James and stuff like that. All the people I'm friends with. But trying to think what else. There's a guy called the Royal Ocean Film Society, I think it's the name. It's kind of a pretentious name, but the channel is really good. And again, he just gives great insight in a creative way. Like his editing and effects are really, really cool. So there's a couple for you.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. So, seeing how you saw the Conjuring episode of Owl House, compelled to quote everyone's favorite bird warn from said episode, "By the power of moonlight, I have risen. Hoot hoot." P.S. Did you notice Amity, Luz's rival, is voiced by Katara?
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, Mae Whitman, is that her name? I think that she played Katara, but no, I did not know that. It's really cool.
That's Disney Nerd. Thank you for the 100 bits. Final bits from me tonight. If possible, please make Doug's epic "No" from Friday's Batman stream a bit alert.
Oh, that's right. At first
I will look into that.
Wait, which one? I'm like, oh, it's from a stream. Okay.
Yeah. And we have like 10 minutes for highlighted today.
All right.
Woo! Okay. Blabble Beck Block says, "Can we get an NC for Ridley Scott's Legend? Also, what are your thoughts on Jackie Chan's police story?"
So is the police stories, I think I saw as like it's a mix between seeing the original and seeing the American releases, which they were always like their own standalone stories. They like redubbed it and stuff. I remember liking them. But in terms of like, what you think of continuing the story, I don't know if I always saw the continuation of the story, because sometimes I saw the American versions. And then what was the other part? The
NC for Ridley Scott's Legend.
Oh, it's Curry's a blast. It looks great. It's so boring. I can't do it. Man, Tamara, we did Tamara's Never Seen on that because I never saw it all the way through, and it was just, oh God, it was so rough to get through. It looked beautiful, but God, it was so boring. If it wasn't all shot in slow-mo, it'd be like 5 minutes long.
Krempot asks for a Halo show review, please.
terrible. I've seen Red versus Blue, and obviously I know the composer and everything, but I've never played Halo, so I don't think I'm the guy to review the show. Because I hear a lot of people don't like it. I'm sure if I saw it, I'd just be like, this is fine. What are Booper Burr talking about? And people would be like, well, the game, it's 10 times better. And you'd probably be right.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Last bits in the night with the Mario review, I can see Heather spoofing on Grace Randolph for it. Seriously, her review of the movie, so hilariously bad as she rips into every small aspect of the film, is at least worth a watch. Grace Randolph?
I love a American reporter. Oh, okay.
I might have to check that out.
I know this face. She usually has like a background window. She has like long blonde hair. I've never seen a video of hers, but as soon as I saw this picture, I'm like, okay, I've seen this like in thumbnails and stuff like that. She always has kind of a weird like look in the thumbnail.
Alexander, thank you for the 100 bits. Top 3 favorite Jim Carrey movies, not performances, movies.
Movie? Shit. I do like Eternal Sunshine. Man, I gotta go through like he's made so many damn movies. I guess The Mask, because I just have nostalgic feels for it, and man, I don't know. I'd have to like really, really go through everything. I'll just say Dumb and Dumber for now. I don't know. I can't think. There's too many movies.
King Croker, thank you so much for that 36-month subscription.
Thank you.
Wow, 36 months. That's 3 years. Doug likes heartwarming posts. Hold my beer. Doug, I've been a fan of yours since 2008. I remember one of my friends recommending you to me. I'd never even imagined I would have developed so many strong relationships thanks to some videos I watched when I was 17. CA got me through good times and bad times, and I will always cherish that. Currently, times are good, and I hope they are for you too.
Oh my God, so kind of you to
Thank
say
you,
it.
King
Thank
Croker.
you so much. Oh no, that really means a lot. Thank you so much.
TDI Charlie Brown, thank you for the 100 bits. Any chance you'll be coming back to Syracuse, New York this year?
It's not planned, but I guess anything could happen. If you know a con out there, say, hey, bring Doug Walker out here, and we'll see what we can do.
Krempot says, could you do a Mortal Kombat month? There's like 5 movies now.
Well, we did the first 2. Yeah, I think just the newer one that came out, whatever, a couple of years ago. It's the only other one I can think of. I'll look into it.
Master Mario says, who was your favorite teacher and least favorite teacher when you were in school?
My favorite, there's a couple. I mean, there's always the ones that are just kind of cool and have a good sense of humor and legit care about you, and so like those guys are always great. But then you also have the ones that are like, there's one that was just so crazy, and he knew he came across crazy, and he really worked it to his advantage. Everyone was scared of him, and he covered the whole room in Mickey Mouse posters and drawings.
That was his teacher thing.
Every day he come in wearing a Mickey Mouse sweater, but he never smiled. Like, and everything he said was kind of like this. And over time, when I got a little older, I put together it was a character. I'm like, okay, this is a shtick he's done. He clearly loves it, but everybody didn't quite know. So yeah. I remember one time I wrote a song about him, like making fun of him and how terrified we all were of him, and somebody turned it in. I was like, fuck you, son of a, and he loved it and he hung it up. So amazing. That's gotta be my favorite, where you can make a joke about him and he's like, this is funny.
Ramirez says, thoughts on today's announcement to Max?
Oh, so if I'm right, I think I just saw something on this. Like, they're getting rid of HBO Max and they're just calling it Max.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
I just saw it again before getting in the stream here. I think that's what they're referring to. I don't know. I have not been blown away with a lot of the merger Warner Brother HBO decisions recently.
Yeah.
But the latest episode of Succession was really good.
Drew's MC, thank you for the 100 bits. I also want to suggest a sketch for a potential Mario movie review. Before the intro, it's just a history with the production of the Mario movie, starting with the announcement of the film being made by Illumination, then the internet being mad at the cast announcement, and then the trailer releasing. I'm sure you can guess the rest.
Yeah, then have it switch where the critics are all saying, oh, give it a chance, it'll be okay. And then when the movie comes out, all the critics don't like it, and the internet's like, hey, give it a chance.
Power Gamer says, question for both. What is an older popular video game you can't stand? I tried playing Super Mario Kart and I hated it. It controls like ass and the CPU's cheat.
If you're talking about the original, yeah, man, we went back to play that again on Super Nintendo, and it was rough. It was really, really rough to do.
Older
I
popular.
Again, any kind of turn-based game, like on it, we got a game called Dragon Warrior. I think that was my introduction to a turn-based game, and it just totally floored me. Like, why is this fun? I don't get it. How do you get your heart pumping? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. So yeah, it probably like one of those.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I think I said this when I was playing it. I feel like if I did not play Super Metroid with this environment in Twitch with chat to like help me through the goddamn game, I don't think I would have liked it. I think I would have just rage quit and hated it. But because I played it here live with, and I had chat like actively helping me with it, I was able to not only get through it, but enjoy it. But I think like a lot of those other older games where like it's pretty much they don't give you any hints or any help, I feel like I would have rage quit that.
It's interesting because, yeah, when you're younger, I feel like I do the same thing now because I played it while I was younger and we follow most of it, pretty well and stuff like that. But like, also, we didn't have jobs. We did, all we had were like fucking cartoons and stuff like that. So I mean, like, yeah, it is like, well, okay, you can really just focus on this and try to figure it out. But when you're older, you're like, okay, can you just tell me already? God damn it.
Right. I never would have gotten through Final Fantasy VI without chat either. Not that it's like, it was an amazing game, but without chat, I don't know if I could have made it through Final Fantasy VI. Dillbomb says, favorite comedic moment and dramatic moment from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
I mean, a comedic. I think when they go, man, I'm trying to think. Probably when they go through the two trucks and he turns into the devil for a second. That just made me laugh so hard. And dramatic, I know I could do the big, you want to make fun of me, thing. I'm an easy target. But I like the one that's a little closer to the end when John Candy's out in the car, what's left of the car, and Steve Martin's in the hotel and he's talking to his, wife. He's talking out loud to his wife, and just the music and everything there is so good.
Excuse me. Ooh, Dillbomb says, favorite character and moment from Back to the Future.
I was gonna say Doc Brown, but the more I think about it, I do really like Biff quite a bit. As I've gotten older, just how dumb he is really makes me laugh. And favorite moment? I like right after the time machine, or after the lightning strikes and the time machine works, just that little silence when Doc Brown is just in awe of what he just saw, and he's walking around, he's making sure like everything happened, all worked and stuff, and he just lets out a big ah! I just love that. It's such a feeling of accomplishment.
Elite Gamer says, hello, Doug and Heather. Great seeing Robin and NC again. Question, do you think streaming is killing the theater industry? Also, Doug, do you think Peep Pepsi is sweet? Try Jolly Rancher soda. Thank you both for everything.
I believe you on that. Well, I think it's funny because now we're hearing reports that theaters are returning back to what they were like pre-pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mario movie was a big part of that. But on top of that, John Wick and what else just came out recently? Everyone went to. I'm blanking. Creed 3 was another one. Like it's a couple movies that were coming out that were getting people back into it. So I hope not, because I really do like the movie going experience. I like seeing it with an audience, and I think in one way or another it'll still be around
for sure. Drew's MC, thank you for the 100 bits, and this will have to be our last one here. One more, but it's not the Mario movie. Hypothetical situation. Imagine if Sony announced a new Hotel Transylvania film focusing on Dennis and Winnie, of course, and then Pixar looking like they're going to have their biggest film, but when the film releases, it's Hotel Transylvania film that critics are praising, and the Pixar film is the one critics are hating.
I mean, stranger things have happened. Everyone's always like, what's going on with Pixar? I'm like, are people forgetting about the Cars movies? I feel like they've made
people have a lot of nostalgia for those movies, though, Doug.
Good Dinosaur, like I feel like they've made crap before. Brave, I don't know. I feel like this has happened before. This isn't like a whoa, what's happening? It's like maybe the continual. No, but even then, like Luca was great and Turning Red was good and stuff like that. Like they're still making good stuff. So I don't know. Disney is in a bit of a slump, but I'm not quite in the. That's it. They're no way out. They're dead. It's like no, they'll come back, and I feel like they're still making stuff that's of quality here and there. They just gotta focus more on why it's quality and keep making those.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much, as usual, for joining us here today. We appreciate seeing you. We do have content here 5 days a week, so please come on back and hang out with us. Tomorrow, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, etc., etc., and so on and so forth. I am trying to check if Tamara is alive right now. I don't know if she is. I'm not seeing her, and I was just checking to see if she made an announcement that she wasn't streaming today. But I don't see her on, so I think we're just gonna end here instead of raiding into Tamara. Yeah, sorry, I'm just trying to check at the same time and talk. All right. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank